Greetings, my name is Timothy Collinson and I'm the Faculty Librarian for Technology. This video is going to explore a little bit further how you can find additional information which may not be in our discovery service. So I hope you've already seen the videos that we've put together on finding journal titles, finding journal articles, and how you can use keywords to improve your search results. But unfortunately, although our discovery tool is really brilliant, not everything is in there, and the library has paid for quite a lot of resources that for one reason or another can't appear in discovery. And if I share with you the library homepage, I can show you how you can begin to find those resources that aren't in discovery. So if you remember, we used to click on the Click to Search Library Resources button up there to get into discovery. But I'm going to show you now what these subject pages do on the main tabs here. And I'm going to scroll down to technology, and you can see there that there is a subject page for every department in technology faculty and more. So do have a look at the one that's relevant to you. Now, just at random, I'm going to pick Learning at Work, but they all use fairly similar layouts and give you the same kinds of results. So choose the one that's relevant for your subject area, and you'll see that it looks fairly similar. So on the right hand side, you can see myself and my contact details, and my assistant Marie and her contact details. On the left hand side, there's all sorts of useful links. So if you're at a distance, particularly, there's some support we can offer you for that. If you're kind of struggling with the whole process of doing research for your first assignment or getting into your final year dissertation, then there's I think 8 pages there on information literacy that give you some really excellent tips and tricks and techniques and routes through that kind of work. So I would warmly recommend those to you. If you do find something in a database or in a book reference list or something like that, which we don't have in the library and you can't get immediately, then we may be able to get it for you through Interlibrary Loan, and there's help on how to do that there. You can see lists of new books that are appearing in your subject area if you're interested. And of course, you may have seen the video on this, but you do need to be able to access electronic resources. And the 3 ways of logging into things are detailed under there. But in the center of the page are the core of the subject pages. And really, they work through your kind of time here at the university, getting a little bit more advanced each time. So there's a getting started option there, which will give you things on reading lists and starting to research a topic. And also some help on academic reading. If kind of this kind of university level reading is something you're doing for the first time, there's 2 library guides there and some advice on how to do academic reading of books and journal articles. So they can be quite useful little short guides. We don't want to add to your reading, but they might be really useful just to help you get over that kind of initial hurdle. Then it moves on to books and finding books using the library catalogue. But there may be some specialist ebook collections, particularly for your subject area, and they're listed under that bar there. Then it moves on to finding articles and more, and you may have seen the other videos on this subject. The top 2 bars here talk about why use journal articles and then finding articles on a topic, and then the subsequent information here lists actual databases. From full text to, in this case, health and safety and standards and news. It might be different in your subject area. There's also a link to Google Scholar and advice on how to use that as well. And then there's also other resources here, which may be subject specialist ones that are particularly relevant for your subject, whether it's engineering or civil engineering or computing. Or it might be a non-subject specific resource, but that is so big, it includes information that will be relevant to you anyway. And in this particular example, it's listing things like Google Scholar, which you may be familiar with, or Nexus, which is really great for newspaper information or legal information. And also Bob, if you want television type information from UK terrestrial free to air material can be really useful as well. So all of those kind of get listed there. And the key thing to point out on these subject pages are that if you're looking in discovery, then you'll find that There's a huge wealth of information there, but not everything is in there. And these lists will tell you whether a database is or isn't in discovery, so that you might have a particular reason for going to a particular database, even if it is in discovery, you like the front end, or there's a particular search thing that you like. But these lists will tell you whether something's in discovery. And if it's not, then you'll know that it's worth an additional search. And then finally, down at the bottom, if you're at certainly a master's level or PhD level, or perhaps you're an advanced undergraduate that wants to look at kind of the support that we have for researchers, there's some really great pages here, which I would warmly recommend that you might want to have a look at and begin to browse through. And then, of course, for every student, there's the delights of referencing, and there's some help there on plagiarism and referencing down at the bottom. So these subject pages really are tailored to your particular subjects, and they guide you through the resources that we have, and they list the resources that will be most useful for you. So I would warmly recommend those subject pages to you as a way of kind of working through all that the library has to offer. If you do have any questions, though, as usual, don't hesitate to get in touch via email, via the 24/7 chat, or via getting in touch with us through the phone or coming to see us in person. And good luck with your studies.